no. A big crash in the peloton. So a very, very fast opening to this race. There's your answer. It is. Roglic takes the first red jersey. It's a photograph between Jakobsen and Philipsen. Carapaz is starting to suffer. The Estonian is going to take the victory at the top of this momentous mountain. Ryan Taramay wins the stage. Here comes Jakobsen on the line.
On to stage 5 of La Vuelta 21. Flat as a pancake today between Tarancón and Albacete, and the wind shouldn't be too strong in the final, so pretty much nailed on for another bunch sprint. After Jasper Philipsen on stage 2, Fabio Jakobsen took victory yesterday on stage 4, while Arnaud Thomas was right up there in second. We should see the same trio battling it out again today, both for the stage win and the green jersey.
I felt a little bit like Cavendish in the Tour. I'm really happy, and I like green. It's for the sprinters, so I'll do my best to try and keep it.
I had another look at yesterday's sprint and I've no regrets. Jakobsen was very strong, but today we have a chance to get our revenge.
We just talked about it last night, and were some small things that went wrong. And if splits can happen, we need to be in there. And today is a good chance again for a victory, so we go for it.
Meanwhile, Ryan Taramay, who had a late crash yesterday, is still getting used to being the leader of a Grand Tour.
You need at least 1 week, I think, to adapt a little bit. I speak with Roglic another day. I said, after their podium is so long and controls and everything, he said, welcome to my world.
Tarancón makes its Vuelta debut today, but it's a 22nd stage finish in Albacete, where the wind often plays havoc with this race. Nasser Bouhanni was the last winner there in 2014, while Oscar Freire won in the World Champions jersey back in 2000. Another very hot day as we continue to ride towards the south, and once again there were 3 riders in the breakaway from the 3 Spanish wildcard teams. With quite a bit of headwind today, the average speed was around 40 km an hour for the first 2 hours of racing. The peloton thinking ahead to the intermediate sprint around 50k from the finish, and of course the final shootout itself. Up front then, 3 Grand Tour debutants. Xavier Michael Asparen from Euskaltel Euskadi already in the breakaway on stage 2. Pelayo Sanchez in the purple from Burgos BH, and Oyer Lascano from Caja Rural Seguros happy to be putting his team in the spotlight. We have several cards to play, like our sprinter Jan Aberasturi, and we're hoping to get some good results with him. We also want to be up there in the breakaways so that we can show off the aggressiveness of our team. Well, aggressiveness from all 3 breakaway riders gave them a maximum lead of 7 minutes, but it soon began to shrink, especially when Taramay's Intermarché Wanty-Gobert squad were joined at the front by the sprint teams Alpecin Fenix, De Koning Quickstep and Groupama FDJ. There was a good-natured sprint between Lascano and Sanchez in La Roda, but it was game faces on in the peloton with a maximum of 13 points still up for grabs.
Who's going to take these points? Over on the right-hand side, it is the Alpecin Fenix team who are looking for this, but it's Arnaud Thomas who also challenges to try and get the points.
Well, Philipsen getting there just ahead of Thomas. The peloton really starting to up the tempo now as they made for Albacete. With 40k to go, they were only 2 minutes behind the leaders, and 3 soon became 2 up front. Sanchez was unable to keep pace with Lascano and Asparen. 2 became 1 as Asparen was also dropped. Lascano set for a podium appearance as the day's most combative rider. With the peloton now closing in, a couple of teams that tried to force a split, but the wind simply wasn't blowing hard enough. Heading into the final 10k, the pace was still very, very high. And with lots of riders jostling for position, there was quite a bit of stress in the peloton. and it would have unfortunate consequences for the man in the red jersey.
Oh,
no.
A big crash in the peloton. Loads of riders have come down, and this is what happens in these wins.
Poor old Tarancón crashing for the second time in as many days, and this time he would lose the red jersey. The sprinters, meanwhile, ready for action in Albacete.
Who can win the stage? Philipsen gets ready, De Maar gets ready. Who's going to win this one? As Alpecin Fenix line this one up with Sacha Modlo. On his wheel is Jasper Philipsen about to strike. Arnaud De Maar is there. Also up there is Van Rensburg, so is Dainese. Wow, this is some sprint. Dainese is there. It's Jasper Philipsen. Philipsen coming up is Jakobsen, but it's going to be 2 wins in the Vuelta for Jasper Philipsen of Alpecin Fenix.
The red jersey hasn't brought Tarancón much joy in the past few days. 2 crashes for the Estonian, who lost 2 minutes 21 today. As he said before the stage, it's not easy to lead a Grand Tour, especially with a team who aren't used to these GC battles. He loses the red jersey to Kenny Elissonde, and the Frenchman is another man who finds himself leading a Grand Tour for the very first time.
This is not the way I wanted to take the jersey, but we know in cycling when there is wind, there is risk, and that's still incredible. You know, to wear the jersey one day like this is it's super cool, no?
After yesterday, I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't do my sprint like we wanted, but to win today is super nice to turn the page from yesterday and just to enjoy this moment together with the team.
Philipsen securing his second win of this Vuelta ahead of Jakobsen and Alberto Dainese, whose team leader at DSM, Romain Bardet, lost over 12 minutes in that late crash. Elissonde leads the race by 5 seconds from Primož Roglic and 10 from Lilian Calmejane. We then have 3 riders from Movistar, Mas, Lopez and Valverde, followed by Ciccone, Bernal, Landa and Marder, 45 seconds separating the top 10. There is only 1 point separating Philipsen and Jakobsen in the fight for the green jersey. The Belgian recovers it after taking his 10th career win today. It was a day to forget for Tarancón, but he does at least keep hold of the polka dot jersey as the race's best climber ahead of Elissonde. Bernal is the best young rider, although Marder and Alexander Vlasov are both within 16 seconds of the Colombian. Tomorrow the sprinters will take a back seat and let the punchers and GC favourites battle it out for victory on the Alto de la Montaña de Cullera. 1.9 kilometres at 9.4%, so it should be a thrilling finale. Do join us again tomorrow, and thanks very much for watching.